My name is Sarah. I'm going to be your safari guide today through the Harambe Wildlife Preserve. Now if you take a look above you, you're going to see an animal spotting guide. While we're not guaranteed to see every animal up there due to sleeping and migration patterns, we usually have pretty good luck. Now while we're moving, please remain seated and do not lean out of the truck. We're going to be driving through rough brush, and some of those brushes have long thorns. Also, please hold on to any loose articles like hats, sunglasses, cell phones, cameras, your favorite child. If any of those things were to fall from the truck, please let me know and I'll call it in, but I will not be able to stop. Now for the safety of your little ones, please do not recreate the Lion King. Please don't hold your little ones up or allow them to stand on the bench or on your laps. Thank you so much. Do we have any first-time safari riders on board? Awesome. Are there any animals y'all are hoping to see?
Lion.
Lions? Awesome. Well, I bet we're going to see some really cool animals today. We're going to start our safari by entering the Little Ituri Forest. Now the animals that call the forest home are very good at camouflage. They rely on their brown and beige coats to blend into the environment as a form of protection. Out on the right hand side, you're going to start to see an okapi. Now many believe that okapis are related to zebras because of the black and white striped pattern on their backside, but they're not related at all. Instead, okapis are most closely related to giraffes and they share a similar bone structure. Notice that they have huge ears. Each one are able to rotate independently so that they're able to pick up sounds from multiple directions. They were not seen by Westerners until 1901, so before then they were believed to be mythical creatures. Now down on the right, you're going to see some greater kudu. Greater kudu are one of the largest antelope species in Africa. They'll stand about 55 inches tall at the shoulder. Those are specifically females, and you can tell because they don't have horns. Only the males will have them. Out on the left-hand side, you'll see some bongos. Now you're lucky to see bongos because they're very rarely seen, and that's how they get their nickname, the ghost of the forest. Notice how their horns slant backwards. They do that so that they're able to cut through the brush quickly. Now, bongos need a lot of salt in their diet, so they're known to visit natural salt licks. But if they can't, they've actually been seen eating the bark off of trees that have been struck by lightning. Scientists think that it might be their way of getting extra minerals in their diet. Also coming up in the water, you're going to see a saddle-billed stork. Saddle-billed storks won't vocalize, instead they'll rattle their bills around as a form of communication. Looks like this one in the water is going to be a female. You can tell because she has that bright yellow eye. The males will have solid black eyes, so that's how you tell the difference. On the left, you'll also see a black rhino. Now, black rhinos are going to weigh about 3,000 pounds and they are able to charge at speeds of 35 miles an hour. Now, you are fortunate to see a black rhino because unfortunately there's only about 5,000 left in the world. Their numbers are dwindling due to poaching. There's going to be one more saddle-billed stork out on the right-hand side as well. That one's a male. He's got that solid black eye. Now, rhinos are poached for their horns because many cultures believe they can be used to cure diseases such as cancer. Obviously, they can't, though. They're made out of a protein called keratin. Now, keratin is the same thing that's in our hair and fingernails, so it's sad that they're poached for something that's worthless to us. If you look out on the right-hand side, there is a hippopotamus in the water. It's going to be right past that log. Now, hippopotamus are said to be some of the deadliest creatures in Africa due to their territorial nature. But please make sure the little one is seated, thank you. They are herbivores. They only eat vegetation. Now, they won't come out on land, mostly in the evening and nighttime to graze. They do come out sometimes during the day to catch some sun. They like to spend their days in the water because it keeps them cool. Now, they are good swimmers, but what they like to do most is sink down to the bottom and walk across the riverbed. They can hold their breath for about 8 minutes at a time, so it helps them to do that. Looks like there's going to be another one in the water up on the left, so if you didn't get a good view of that one, there's going to be another view for you. Now, out on that island, you'll notice some pink-backed pelicans. If you look at them, they're not too pink. They're kind of that gray color. Their skin turns pink during mating season, and that's how they get their name. Now, they are colonial nesters. They like to nest in big groups. Those groups can range from 20 pairs up to about 500 pairs. There's going to be one asleep on the island right there, and then there's going to be 2 in the water. Now, just a quick reminder as I get ready to cross into this bridge, please remain seated and do not stand up. Please do pick up your little ones as well. Now these are going to be Nile crocodiles. Now crocodiles will grow between 16 to 18 feet in length, so that's about as long as a giraffe is tall. Now notice that one's laying with its mouth open. Now they are cold-blooded, so they like to stay cool. They'll actually release excess body heat through their mouth as a way to cool their dogs. Now when they shut their jaws for prey, they can shut it with a low crushing force of about 2,000 pounds per square inch. Now surprisingly, crocodiles are very delicate when they're young. They'll roll their eggs around in their mouths to help them hatch. It's also known as the upside down tree or the tree of life. Now it gets its name, the tree of life, from its ability to store water. During times of drought or little rainfall, animals can dig their tusks or their horns into the base of it to get water. So due to this special ability, it can remain leafless for up to 9 months a year. Now as we make our way down this hill, we're going to be entering the savannah. Now it's home to iconic African wildlife like lions, giraffes, elephants, cheetahs. So hopefully we'll get to see some of those today. It's also a great place to observe migration patterns. So migration means moving from place to place, and the animals here are always on the move. You never know who you might see. On the left, you're going to see some African wild dogs. They're also known as painted dogs. I'm going to get y'all a closer view. Now, do not be fooled by their cute looks. They are some of the most successful hunters in Africa. They have a success rate of up to 90%, and they are so successful because they can literally run their prey to the point of exhaustion. Now laying down back to the left, you're going to see some sable antelope. Now sable antelope are the official symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. So in Swahili, Harambe means to come together. When sable antelope are attacked or ambushed by predators, they come together to protect everyone and not just themselves. So that is our ultimate goal here on the reserve, to protect all animals. So it only seems fitting that they should be our symbol. They can also use those impressive horns on their head to ward off any predators. Now these tall structures around us are termite mounds. They're made out of bug saliva, dung, dirt, and mud. So when they bake all day in the African sun, they can turn as hard as concrete. Animals then like to use them as scratching posts, and when they've been worn down, like that one on the right-hand side, animals can jump on top of them and use them as lookout posts for any predators that might be hiding in the bushes. There is a giraffe up ahead, so we're going to get a closer view of it. Now this one is going to be a Maasai giraffe. When we get closer, you're going to want to look at the coat pattern. It's very messy and splotchy. That's how you're able to tell it's a Maasai. Now every giraffe is unique. No two will ever have the same coat pattern. Giraffes will only sleep for 30 minutes a day. Now when they sleep standing up. If they lay down on the ground, they become very vulnerable to predators because it takes them a while to get back up. So if you ever see a giraffe that's just kind of standing there and they're not eating anything, chances are it's probably taking a nap. Now when they're not sleeping for that 30 whopping minutes a day, they're going to be eating. They'll spend about 16 hours of their day looking for something to eat. They have what's called a prehensile tongue, and it's what allows them to grasp those leaves and plants easily. And if you look out ahead, you're going to see a couple of our smaller ones are coming up. Now when giraffes are born, they stand at about 6 feet tall. They're also up and moving within the first hour of life, so they're looking for predators. If you look kind of down this path, you're going to see some tiny little antelopes on the right-hand side. They're very teeny tiny. They got white underbellies with tan backs. There are some springboks back there. Now, springbok are one of the top 10 fastest land animals in the world. They're able to run at speeds of 60 miles an hour. They're also able to jump 6 feet up in the air or 12 feet across without any kind of head start. So due to their agility, they're the official symbol of many South African sports teams. These are closer to some of the littler ones. Now coming up, you're going to see some big horns. Those belong to Ankoli cattle. Now, Ankoli cattle are the only domesticated animals that we see here on the reserve. They were originally domesticated by the Watusi tribe of Africa, so sometimes they're called Watusi cattle. Now they're seen as a sign of wealth. They will not eat them, they're kept as a status symbol. You guys were having a bit of a giraffic jam, you could say. Thank you. There's also going to be some white-bearded wildebeest laying down out there. They have one of the largest migration patterns in Africa. They're going to travel up to 1,000 miles across the continent. You're also going to see some Patterson's eland out on this hill. Now, Patterson's eland are the largest type of antelope that we see on the reserve. They'll stand about 6 feet tall at the shoulder when fully grown. They're also able to jump 6 to 7 feet up in the air, so they would have no problem clearing the tops of our heads. Oh, looks like there's going to be another one out here. Probably looking for their friends. Now that's some really good up-close views today. Now as we make our way out of the savannah, we're going to enter a new territory, and it goes by